Hi, I'm Frank Weller, president of Great Lakes Christian College. I'd like to take 4 minutes and share GLCC's mission and why it is so important. Great Lakes Christian College, an institution of higher education affiliated with Christian churches and churches of Christ, seeks to glorify God by preparing servant leaders in the church and world. That mission is more critical now than at any time since the college was founded in 1949. We need more servant leaders in the church. There is a looming ministerial crisis. Right now, 60% of our movement's lead ministers are over the age of 50. According to one survey, 1,000 lead ministers could retire in the next 5 years. That's 1 out of every 5 churches looking for a preacher. That same survey estimates an additional 2,000 ministers could retire in the next 20 years. GLCC is perfectly positioned to train the next generation of servant leaders for those churches. We need more servant leaders in the world, too. According to a Gallup survey, for the first time in 80 years, the majority of Americans don't go to church. That means we need to send the church to them. Now, this is especially true of younger Americans. 1/3 of younger millennials and Generation Z have no religious affiliation of any kind. There was a time when a person went to church to find Jesus. Younger Americans will need to find Jesus before they ever consider connecting with a church. GLCC's emphasis on training students for marketplace ministries and occupations like business, communications, psychology, and early childhood education prepare them to take Christ into the workplace. GLCC's educational model is founded on our mission to prepare students to be servant leaders in the church and world. And it's fueled by Jesus' command to pray to the Lord of the harvest to send out workers into his harvest field. The result of that model is a student who receives an excellent education in a Christian context, and a student who is discipled by a caring and loving faculty and staff. It is a student who thinks like, acts like, and loves like Jesus. But we can't do that without a sustainable financial foundation, and therein lies our dilemma. At a time when our mission is more important than ever, the financial challenges we face are bigger than ever. 73% of the revenue we need to accomplish our mission comes from enrollment. And right now, college enrollment is down across America. In fact, Michigan has some of the worst enrollment declines in the nation. 12 of the 15 public universities in Michigan are facing enrollment declines, some as much as 25% in the last 5 years. Now, like most of Michigan's private colleges, GLCC's enrollment has held steady the past few years, even through COVID. But for us to sustain our mission, we need enrollment to grow. Another important part of our financial foundation is giving from churches and individuals. This, too, presents a challenge because many of the churches that have supported GLCC in the past are shrinking. 10 years ago, there were 127 churches supporting GLCC with $264,000. Last school year, that number declined to 78 churches, giving a combined $194,000. Now, adjusted for inflation, that means giving today provides half the buying power that it did a decade ago. And all this means one thing. At a time when our mission to prepare students to be servant leaders for the church and the world is more critical than ever, we lack the resources we need to sustain that mission. Our accrediting association, the U.S. Department of Education, and our auditor all agree. The only way for GLCC to continue its mission is to grow enrollment and giving. Other colleges have faced these same challenges. In fact, 5 of our sister schools have closed within the last 6 years. Right now, GLCC is the only accredited Bible college supported by Christian churches and churches of Christ east of the Mississippi and north of the Ohio rivers. Our mission is critical. And we're the only accredited Restoration Movement Bible college still operating in the Midwest. If we're going to prepare the next generation of servant leaders in the church and world, we need your help.